Hello and welcome. You have tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now and ET Now. I'm Shrishti Sharma and with me is Cheryl D'Souza. And viewers, this is the show where you get answers for all your stock-related queries. In a short while from now, we will connect with our experts. But firstly, let's have a look at what the markets are up to. So Cheryl, a fresh start and the respite is that no major selling happening on the indices, at least for now.
Absolutely. A very good morning to you, Shrishti. And I decided to actually wear the color that all of us are feeling, Monday blues, and also the markets also for a tad bit were feeling the Monday blues. For now, they are actually recovering in trade today after the dip, and especially the dip was led by Reliance Industries. I saw a sharp cut of approximately 1% or so. But right now also, Reliance Industries is the top loser on the Nifty, 1.3% downtick coming in. Only a handful of companies that are losing in trade today. So one of them is Reliance, and there's Mahindra, you have SBI, actually not SBI, you have BPCL, Aishu Motors. They are the ones that are in the negative territory. So it's the auto pack that's declining in trade today. But on the flip side is Bajaj Finance. That's ruling the charts. 2% uptick coming in for Bajaj Finance, 1.93% uptick coming for Adani Ports, UPL, Power Grid, Adani Enterprises are other set of gainers in trade today. Talking about the Nifty, we are still below the 19,400 mark, holding on to gains of about 53 points or so. Sensex also seeing good uptick of about approximately 200 points. And Nifty Bank is actually moving in tandem with the benchmark indices. Let's narrow it down and let's talk about the sectoral indices then and what they are doing in trade today. You have the metal index, that's the top gainer. If you look at the BSE Power Index, that is also the top sectoral gainer in the BSE indices. You have mid-cap index, IT index, they are holding on to good gains. While on the flip side is the PSU Bank Index that's seeing tad bit of weakness, 0.3% downtick on the PSU Bank Index. So is Media Index actually down in trade. But definitely all eyes on Reliance Industries, and not just Reliance Industries. Today all eyes were on Jio Financial. It is the first Reliance Group company to actually list in almost 2 decades now, and that's where it is. And all the spotlight on that, isn't it?
Well, yes, absolutely, Cheryl. And Jio Financial listing was very interesting to see because the listing actually happened near to that discovered price of 261 rupees. But onto the screens, the viewers can see that it is having a sharp knock and down about 5% in trade. So let's understand what actually happened after the Jio Financial listing and why the selling pressure. And let's get in more details from our colleague Somit joining us live right now. So Somit, tell us more on this run.
Well, the discovered base price was 261.85 and the pre-open price was largely around that price. So no negative surprises or positive surprises on that front. But now we are seeing a lower circuit of around 5% in the share price, and this is largely on the fact that there is some selling coming in from mutual funds and could be possibly from GDR holders also, because do remember that Jio Financial will be removed out of the Nifty and the Sensex index from Thursday. So whatever all the mutual funds who are passively tracking the Nifty or the Sensex would have to go ahead and sell their ownership in Jio Financial, and that is the selling pressure that we are seeing when it comes to Jio Financial, and hence a lower circuit of 5%. Now why a 5% lower circuit? Because Jio Financial is trading on T2 basis for the next 10 trading sessions, which means that there cannot be an intraday trade, only delivery trade, and hence we are seeing a lower circuit of 5%. Now what is the amount of selling that is expected? Now on the back of what brokerage is saying, because it will be out of Nifty, there could be a selling pressure of around 90 million shares. And also because it will be out of Sensex, there could be a selling of around 55 million shares. But do remember that GDR holders have also got Jio Financial's shares here, and they also own close to 170 million shares. So they could possibly go ahead and sell these shares also. So there could be some selling pressure when it comes to Jio Financials for the next few trading sessions at least.
Right, so that's about Jio Financial, its listing on the bourses, Somit. But let's talk about the valuation. Where does actually Jio Financial stack itself when it comes to valuation amongst its peers? And also, what are the future plans of Jio Financial? Because, you know, we've also heard on ET Now itself, we broke the story. They are likely to enter the insurance business. I've heard about the brokering business as well. So where would be the next growth driver for Jio Financial at least?
Well, at 261, now I'm considering the base price as the price for valuation. At 261.85, the valuation of Jio Financial's price to book stands at close to 1.4x because they have a net worth of around 1.17 lakh crore rupees, which brings the book value per share at around 185. So the price to book comes at around 1.4 times. Now this is a very cheap when compared to its larger peers like Bajaj Finance, Chola Invest, Poonawalla FinCorp, Sundaram Finance, and also other segment peers like HDFC, AMC, PB Fintech, Angel One and Paytm. But this discount would stay, because given the fact that Jio Financial at this moment does not have any business, and all these companies have well established business in their segments. And going forward, what Jio Financial plans to do now, they have hired two ICICI Bank veterans, KV Kamath and Hitesh Sethia, on their board. Along with this, the company has indicated that they look to enter into lending business, AMC business, digital broking, insurance broking also going forward. In AMC, in fact, they have already formed a joint venture with BlackRock, but for all other businesses, they are yet to announce their bigger plans going forward. Now, how does Jio Financial benefit in these businesses? Firstly, do remember that Jio Financial will have a AAA credit rating. Now, in India, only 6 large NBFCs have a AAA credit rating. Now, a higher credit rating for Jio Financial will lower their cost of funds and give them an upper hand on that front. And when it comes to distribution, they have a very large distribution base because of Reliance Industries retail and telecom business. Now, in retail, there are more than 18,000 stores, and retail business gets around 78 crore annual footfall. So that is one large distribution footprint for Jio Financial. And also Jio Telecom, that is 43 crore telecom users, also is one of the larger distribution footprint for Jio Financial going forward. So that's how Jio Financial will at least benefit or have a head start when it comes to the financial segment.
All right, thank you so much for that, Soumit. Looks like it's one company competition galore, because given the fact that Jio Financial has various segments. But thank you so much for breaking it down to us, what is Jio Financial into, what's the business structure like, the valuations, and also talking mostly about the listing of the entity. As you can see, Jio Financial is locked in the lower circuit of about 5% on its listing day. But let's ask experts what to do when it comes to Jio Financial. Let's bring on board Kunal Bothra as well as Ashish Maheshwari on the show. A very good morning to you, Kunal, as well as Ashish. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And Kunal, yes, I will spare you from this discussion given the fact that it's way too early for you to talk about Jio Financial. But Ashish, Jio Financial finally made debut on the bourses. We were waiting for this for a while now. First Reliance Group company to list in about 2 decades. What do you have to say about the listing performance, as well as where do you see Jio Financial headed from here on?
Slightly, those investors who were waiting for a robust kind of listing might be disappointed, because the street was expecting something even above 300 rupees for listing. But I think a lot of passive funds are selling this stock, because this will be 51st stock in Nifty and 31st stock in BSE Sensex 30. So they have to liquidate this position. And I'm expecting approximately 14 to 15 crore shares will be sold because of this restructuring, what passive funds need to do in their portfolio. So some more selling may come. Already 7 crore shares are traded this morning. And then to trade, so not traders are not able to trade in this, and you need to just deliver shares if you want to trade. So in my view, some more pressure is going to remain in this stock for next couple of days at least. And post that, the real price discovery will start. So still, I'm not advising investors to buy this stock at this price, because I'm expecting more falls.
Okay, so expecting more falls, so not a good time to enter at this point in time. That's the advice coming in from Ashish. Investors should wait for some more time to enter into. As Soumit highlighted, there are long-term triggers. But looking at Reliance Industries as well, that's the top Nifty loser currently, down about 1.3%. But with this fears, it's time to slip into a short break. But don't go anywhere as we come right back. It's time to take all your stock-related queries. So stay tuned and start writing to us.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, show where we get you answers for all of your stock-related queries. Viewers, you can write to us on the number that will be flashing on your screen. Do remember to write your name, the stock that you're looking to invest in. If you're already invested in a stock, then do mention the buy price as well as the quantity and the time horizon that you intend to hold a particular counter. With that, our experts will be able to help you better. And talking about our experts, we have Kunal Bothra as well as Ashish Maheshwari on the show today. A very good morning once again, Kunal and Ashish. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. And the first query is for you, Kunal. Thomas George, he's writing to us from Kochi, and he has 1,000 shares of Borosil Renewables purchased at 550 rupees per share. He wants to know whether he should go ahead and sell out and cut losses or average at current rate.
Well, not to average at current levels, but I think you can have a stop loss on the trade. I think 400 could be a decent closing based stop loss. So keep this as a weekly closing stop loss. In case say in the next few weeks, if the stock closes below the 400 mark on a weekly basis, I think that's going to be a trigger where the stock may start to get into a major downtrending mode. So you can hold on to the stock as of now, but then keep this 400 as a weekly closing stop loss for the trade.
Okay, moving on to the next query then. This one is from Veena from Cochin, and Ashish, she wants a long-term view on GAIL, Coal India as well as ONGC. Any amongst the three you feel will be a good bet for the long-term investment?
Out of this, in fact, the best figure is going to be ONGC only. In my view, the GAIL and Coal India is more like cyclical kind of stocks, and not that much momentum is there of late. But ONGC is a stock because crude is again becoming firm, and the kind of profitability ONGC came out with in last quarter, this certainly a stock to watch for. Though slow and steady, but surely it will give you best return out of these three.
This one is coming from Vishal. He's writing to us from Dubai. And Kunal, this one is for you. He's holding 50 shares of Praj at an average price of 382, 15 shares of Balaji Mines at a price of around 3,800, as well as Prince Pipes at an average price of 679 rupees per share. He wants to know, is it good time to accumulate more of shares of these kind of companies at current market price for a long-term perspective, or should he wait for some correction to set in?
So, three different approaches I would believe. For Praj Industries, I think it's a good time where you may look to start booking out short-term profits, and then you look to buy the stock back on a corrective phase because of the recent run-up. The stock seems to have come back into a overbought territory on the weekly charts. So I strongly believe that there could be a decent correction for the stock, and it should come back ideally towards 440, 450 mark at least in this leg of correction. So that's where I think you can probably look to trade on. For Balaji Mines, I think that's a stock which you can look to average at current levels because it's come back towards a major support. 2000, 2050 is a huge support for the stock price. So that could be a stock which you can look to accumulate. And for Prince Pipes, I would suggest to hold. Not to add or average at current levels because the stock is just consolidating. It's shown minor signs of a breakout, not yet a confirmation. So I would just suggest to hold on to the stock as of now.
Okay, Kunal, once again a query for you. This one is on Adani Ports. The viewer's name is Imtiaz, and he's already holding 90 shares from a price of 793 rupees. What should he do in this particular name? He's sitting at a profits, and the kind of run-up that we have seen, any advice to book profits or hold on?
See, I think it depends on the time frame, the risk appetite and such other parameters because say on the daily charts, the stock has this tendency of going into a few days of uptrend and then going into a many weeks of consolidation. So I think we saw that happening for Adani Ports in end of May 2023 as well as I think in the month of June end where the stock had seen a 3-day or a 4-day consecutive up move, but post that it went to 3 or 4 weeks of consolidation. In between there was a mild correction as well. So I think since you bought at 790 odd levels and stock is at 850 mark, it's already shown 3 days of recovery, and if your time frame is short term, I would suggest to book profits.
Okay, the next one is coming in from Dr. Variwala. He's writing to us from Pune and he wants a fundamental view on the logistics space, Ashish. He's looking to enter TCI Express and Blue Dart. He wants to know, does it make sense to go ahead and try and look at these counters in the logistics space and logistics as a whole, as an industry? Where do you see the growth headed for the next 2 to 3 years?
Actually, this is not a sector which I really like, if you ask me, because whenever there is pressure in the economy or in any particular company per se, the first burden is borne by these logistic companies only. Besides this, there's so much competition in this space from new generation players like delivery and e-com express, etc. So these traditional businesses are having tough time. Third thing is there's a lot of rising cost is there in the system because of interest rates are high, the vehicle prices have really moved up. So it's not that simple to pass on to ultimate your customers. So if you want here any one pick, it's going to be Blue Dart only. But other than this, I don't like any of this in this respect.
Okay, the next query, Kunal, is on two names, large cap names. Firstly is ITC and the other one is Tata Motors. Renu from Kerala is holding both of these counters and sitting at a profits of more than 50% now. So what should be the next step going ahead? Should she book out profits or continue to hold on these names?
Yeah, I think it's a good time to book out at least 50% or more profits into the stock price. That should bring your initial cost price significantly lower. It's not that I'm bearish on these stocks, but I would expect that both of these stocks, they should go through a reasonable time-wise correction, and that could probably be a way in which you can maybe park the existing part profits into some other stocks. So I think purely on that sense, I would suggest to book out 50% profits in both of these stocks.
Okay, this one is coming in from Janvi, writing to us from Bangalore. This one's for you, Kunal. Holding 20 shares of Valiant Organics at an average price of 1,530 rupees per share. She wants to know whether she should hold or book losses. No doubt today Valiant Organics also had some news piece, but as you can see, the stock is actually trading on a low volume, Kunal, and also her buy price is pretty high.
Yeah, pretty high, and the stock, Cheryl, over the last 2 years specifically has just been going through a series of downtrend. I think 2020 second half or 21 first, 20 second half, the stock was almost at 1800 levels, and from there it's been just consistently forming a pattern of lower highs and lower lows. So I don't see any reason why you should just hold on to the stock. I think even at current levels it looks a lot more weak, and the trend doesn't look to be getting into any kind of a major recovery unless the stock crosses about the 650 mark, which is the first major resistance. So either you can exit at current levels, or in case if you want to hold on to the stock, then buy or average only about the 650 mark.
Okay, Ashish, the next query is from Samrat. He's from Guwahati and he wants to know from you any electric vehicle stock or company related to EV space where he can invest right now and continue to hold on for the next 5 years.
So here I like both the bus manufacturers, which are JBM Auto and Electra Green Tech. I think this new initiative of central government where 10,000 buses they are going to fund along with the state governments is a shot in the arm for both these companies because they are the one like who are doing a lot of production of these buses. So Tata Motors is also doing this, but I think I like to buy more of JVM Auto because they are very focused along with Electra Green Tech in this sector. So buy both of them in half quantity.
All right, this next one is coming from Amulya. This one's from, he's writing to us from Bangalore, and he wants a long-term view on Apex Foods. 150 shares at a price of 210 rupees per share. He is actually saying that the stock is volatile. Wants to know whether he should look to exit this particular counter, Ashish, for the longer term. Also, he has carborundum in his portfolio. 803 is the buy price. So, should he go ahead and book profits in this one?
So, both questions from me?
Yeah, both of them are for you actually. Apex Foods first?
Okay. As far as Apex Frozen is concerned, I think you should remain invested in this stock because we have seen at the last couple of quarters, the company has came out with good set of numbers and some re-rating is again happening here. Though slow and steady, this stock is but not rewarded at all for quite some time. And instead of this, I'll prefer that you look at a stock like HEG or Preferred India in this space, which can give you better.
Okay, so that's the take coming in on both of these counters. But with this, viewers, it's time to slip into a short break. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now, show where you get answers for all your stock related queries. And to answer the same, today we have Kunal as well as Ashish onto the show. And Ashish, coming to you for the next query. This one is from Krish and he's actually thanking you for your investment advice on Zen Technologies. Guess you have given a target of 850 rupees for the year and that has already been achieved, and he has already booked out profits out of 50% and still holding the balance. Now he wants to know what is the outlook on Zen Technologies. Is that still a positive for the long term? As well as he also wants your view on Ratnamani metals for the long term.
Yeah, I'm still bullish as far as Zen Technology is concerned. In my view, if you see this company, 1 year back order book was 200 crore, which is now 1,000 crore. And in next 6 months, I am expecting this will even go up to 16 to 1,700 crores. Though stock has come down from 911.50 to week high to 810 odd levels because stock was put in trade to trade segment. This is the reason stock has come down. But you can continue to remain invested with 50% of your holding. I have revised my target for this stock for next 6 months to 1,200 rupees. As
Okay,
far as
go ahead, Ashish.
yeah, as far as Ratmani Metal is concerned, again, this is a very good and performer stock which has given a very good return compared to other metal direct plays. And this is almost debt-free company, and the kind of order book they are having in water-related pipes. This will continue to again do well, but only thing is slightly metal stocks are on back burner because of China issue. That is the only reason why this stock is slightly subdued. But this is one of the best managed and fundamentally very strong company, and you can even invest at this price point and that money more.
All right, this next query is coming from Rajendra Raut. He's writing to us from Thane. This one is for you, Kunal. Glenmark Life Sciences, he purchased this particular counter in IPO, and Biocon, he's purchased 100 shares at 440 rupees per share. He wants to know whether he should look to average at these levels. What's your take coming in on both of these counters, given the fact that pharma is back on everyone's mind?
Yeah, I think for Glenmark Life Science, you can continue to maybe hold on to the stock, not average at current levels. The stock it could be a good average, maybe sub 600 mark. So maybe another 5%, 6% down from current levels is where you can look to average. The stock has tested this sub 600 mark, I think twice or thrice in the last 1 month. So there could be another attempt before the stock bottoms out at the sub 600 levels. For Biocon, this could actually be a good range where you can start buying. The previous high, swing high for the stock was around 275, 280 range. The stock is now back towards the 255, 260 range. So I think this is a good range where you can look to start buying Biocon. Also, I think it's coinciding very close towards its 200 moving average. So for the last 1 month of this consolidation, the stock has been taking support of this 200 DMA. So even that is acting as a major support. Biocon could be an add or an average at current levels.
Okay, Kunal, the next query is also for you. This one is from Raju J, and he's holding 1,000 shares of NMDC at a price of 115 rupees. At this point in time, can he add more? Is that a hold or he should book out?
I would definitely suggest a hold on NMDC. Maybe you can start buying some additional quantity from your existing price of 115. It's just marginally above, I think 117 plus where the stock is trading right now. It's yet to show signs of a breakout, but I believe that the long-term charts for NMDC are very attractive. In fact, we've seen many of the PSUs slowly and steadily going with a different behavior than what they've seen over the last 8 to 10 years. Many of these stocks have given breakouts on a multi-year basis, and that's very rare kind of a phenomena. I believe NMDC also should probably show similar kind of a price performance, say in the next 6 months, 1 year or so. So I would suggest a hold, and maybe you can look to add some quantity at current levels.
All right, this one's come from Sudeep. He's writing to us from Goa and he's giving plethora of questions, Ashish, but let me only take 2 of those lot. One, he wants to know about which is the best hotel stock to invest in the long term. Is it IHCL, Lemon Tree, or any of the stocks that you feel is? And also he wants to know about good railway stock for the long term.
As far as hotel stocks are concerned, 2 stocks I like most. Again, first Lemon Tree is my pick number 1, and my pick number 2 is EIH Limited. These 2 stocks you can add in your portfolio because the way tourism is happening in India nowadays, these stocks will go to places. So this is certainly a sector which should be in your radar, and these are 2 my number 1 and number 2 picks. And as far as railway stocks are concerned, I like Texmaco Rail and Ircon as my best bet in this sector. Both can be even bought at this price point. Those stocks are near 50 to week high, but they will continue to do well even from these levels.
Okay, so those are the takes on the railway as well as hotel stocks. But Kunal, what's your view on L&T Finance as well as LIC Housing Finance? Vivek has been holding these names and sitting at a 50% profit in both of these counters. So he wants a 1 month as well as a 1 year view on both of these.
So 1 month, I would probably expect that these stocks could be a bit sideways because of the last 3 or 4 weeks of sell-off. You may see some sort of a bounce into the stock price. Maybe L&T Finance can come back towards 125 odd levels. LIC Housing Finance can probably bounce back towards 435, 445 mark. But then the long-term charts, in fact, the one-year charts, according to me, are extremely bullish for both of these names. And I believe that many of the stocks from the similar space, they could probably see a rally of at least 30 to 40%, if not more, in case if the overall market texture also remains positive, like what we've seen over the last 3-4 months. So I would expect strong bullish targets for both of these stocks on a long-term basis.
Okay, this one's coming from Padmaseva Rao for you, Kunal. Hindustan Zinc, good buy at current levels?
Well, yeah, I would believe so. The stock at 313 levels had shown good momentum over the last 1 or 2 months. From 300, which was the base for Hindustan Zinc in the month of March or April, it moved up higher to 340, now come back towards 313 mark. So the risk reward is fairly attractive at current levels.
Okay, Ashish, the next query is from Pradeep from Kolkata. He's a senior citizen and wants a long-term view on Gufic Biosciences. He's holding 100 shares from a price of 236 rupees. At this point in time, should he continue to hold on or move out of this one?
Yeah, as far as Gufic Bioscience is concerned, again, slightly stable kind of stock this is. If you see in 100 rupees range, it is offering in for last 1 year. But fundamentally, is again a good company and like it delivered good returns in long run also. So my suggestion will be to remain invested here. And if you are thinking to add any other pharma name in the portfolio, then Eris Life Sciences is a stock which I like now, which is also at 50 week high and will give you even very good returns from here. So besides Gufic Bio, you can evaluate investment in Eris Life Sciences.
Okay, this also is coming your way actually. Ashish, this one is coming from Sagar and he wants a view on dairy sector. He's already has a couple of dairy stocks that in his portfolio. One is Hatsun, Parag Food, Umang Dairy, Dodla Dairy, Heritage Food also for the matter of fact. He wants to know, as the dairy sector is pretty much cyclical and volatile and debt-ridden, do you think that any of these companies will have good potential or have a potential to post good growth going ahead and earnings till next year at least?
Yes, dairy sector, if you see, there's a lot of turnaround here we have seen, and numbers wise also they have done well because consumption is going up of dairy and dairy related products, be it ice cream or paneer or ghee, whatever dairy alternative dairy derivatives are there. So my suggestion will be to remain invested here, and here again my the two picks are going to be Dodla Dairy, which is again doing very well, came out with excellent numbers. And another is Parag Milk Food, which make Go and Govardhan, which are very widely accepted in western part of country. So these two stocks can give you good returns going forward also. So you can invest here, but otherwise also this sector will continue to do well at least for next couple of years.
Okay, Kunal, the next query is on HCC. Zenith from Jharkhand has been holding 200 shares of HCC from a price of 20 rupees. Wants to know, can she add more at current market price? And the other name she has is 300 shares of First Source Solutions, bought at a price of 58 rupees. So what to do in this one?
Both of them are attractive charts. HCC also, I think, has confirmed a huge breakout of a 8 or a 10 year of downward sloping trendline channel, and that augurs extremely well. That should augur extremely well for the stock over the medium to long term. So I would suggest that you can look to average even at current levels. I think the stock has corrected some 10% from the 3-day, 5-day swing high. So that also is a good advantage situation for you. Even for FSL, even though the stock has, I think if I'm not wrong, is already at a fresh swing high today at 150 plus mark. I was looking at the charts for the stock in the morning, and I think it's now reasonably moved up higher. But when you look at this in the 2020-21 high for FSL, the stock is still significantly off. I think it's a quality mid cap name from the IT pack, so I would suggest a buy even on FSL at current levels.
Okay, this next query that I have is coming from Krishna, writing to us from Trivandrum. And for the long term, he's asking, does it make sense to buy BOB or PNB at current market price? Also, he wants a long term and a short term view on this. But nevertheless, I'll come to you, Ashish. BOB and PNB. Do you think it's the right time to purchase both of these counters, keeping the long term and the short term in mind?
Instead of this, actually, can I recommend another two stocks because I'm not that big fan of Bank of Baroda and PNB because they are stuck up in very narrow range, and we haven't seen very aggressive buying by domestic or institutional investor as far as FIs are concerned. So in my view, you can look at more J&K Bank, which is getting good B rating, and along with this Equitas, a small finance bank, it should be also in your portfolio from private sector banking stock. They will give you much better return compared to PNB and BOB.
Okay, that's the take on the banking names. But with this, viewers, it's once again time to slip into a short break. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to take more of your stock-related queries.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now. The next query that I have is coming in from Shishir Patnaik. He's writing to us from Odisha. Kunal, this one is for you. He's holding Bajaj Finserv call option 1520 at about 35.1 rupees. What should he do with it right now?
I think you should look to hold on to the option as of now. The stock has formed a bullish RSI divergence. 1520 is just slightly out of the money strike for Bajaj Finserv, and if the stock moves up another couple of percentage points, I believe that the options should start faring well for you. So I would suggest to hold on.
Okay, Kunal, what's your view on Granules India? Sai Naveen, who is writing to us for the first time from Dubai, has been holding 2,300 shares of Granules India from a price of 280 rupees. Currently at some profits right now, but he wants a one-year view on this one.
See, the recent sell-off for the stock has dented the charts for Granules. I think the stock has corrected from 325 to 290 in a very sharp kind of a manner. We've widely seen many of the times that after such a sharp sell-off, you see the stock remaining in a range for at least 1 or 2 weeks before there is second round of correction which seeps into the stock price. So I think if you're sitting into good profits for Granules, you can look to book out on minor rallies, maybe like something what we saw in the morning, 300, 305. That's a good level where you can look to exit, and then look to buy back in case of the stock corrects towards 275 mark.
Okay, the next one is coming from MSV Raghavan. He's right from Chennai. He's a senior citizen. Though he's asked this query to you, Kunal, I will take it to you, Ashish, because he wants to know about LIC. He's making a small profit in that particular holding right now. He has 300 shares of LIC. He wants to know, does it make sense right now to go ahead and switch out of it and instead go and put that money in Jio Financial?
No, Jio Financial may not be appropriate stock to swap with LIC. And LIC is again a stock. Actually, I'm not that bullish as such on short to medium term prospects, because the size of floating stock which retail public is having and the kind of losses people are making in this stock are huge. So instead of this, I'll prefer you invest either in SBI Life Insurance or HDFC Life Insurance, which can give you better return compared to LIC if you want to remain in the same sector.
Okay, Kunal, the next query is on Jamuna Autos. NSS Lakshmi from Vijayawada has been holding 1,000 shares at a price of 70 rupees. What to do in this particular name? Book profits or hold on?
I think you should hold on. It's one of the better names from the Auto Ank pack. Fantastic run from 2020 lows, I think of 20 rupees for Jamuna Auto to 120, 130 mark. The stock has a lot of potential. I think you should continue to hold on.
Okay, another one coming your way. Kunal, Pratiksha from Muscat has written to us holding Bombay Dyeing as well as Star Paper with a loss of approximately 5% in each of the counters. She's saying she can hold for the next 3 months, but what should be her strategy? Book losses and instead go into somewhere else, some other stock that is, or stay put with them?
Stay put, and if possible, if your capital allows, then you should look to even average both of these stocks at current levels. I see a strong potential for both of these stocks, Star Paper as well as Bombay Dyeing. So I would suggest to hold, and if possible, look to average.
Okay, but with this, viewers, let's kickstart taking all your queries in the rapid fire session. And Ashish, the first query is from Dilip from Dubai. Is this a good time to enter into Mazgaon Dock?
Yes, you can enter, but at least 6-month time horizon you should.
Kunal, not sure if you tracked this one. Vishnu Chemicals, Mahalakshmi from Hyderabad has 200 shares of about 280 rupees per share, has a profit of about 13%, but what should be the strategy since the stock is in a downtrend?
Good time to book out profits because it's nearing a break below the 200 moving average.
Okay, Ashish, what's the 3-year view on Idea Forge? V. Ravi Chandran bought 50 shares at a price of 1100 rupees.
Yes, company into drone technology doing good, but after IPO, we have seen continuous tail off here. So good time to accumulate will be somewhere between 850 to 900, not now.
From Bangalore, Kunal has Siemens. He bought Siemens 3800 this month expiry. Already seeing 10,000 rupees loss. What should he do?
hold on to the stock as of now, but 37.50 should be a point where you could look to exit the stock.
Okay, Ashish, the next query is from a viewer. I didn't get his name. He wants to take on Tata Power. He's already holding the counter in his portfolio. So, what's the outlook? Any uptrend that you are expecting in this one?
This is a very slow and steady kind of a stock, so I'll suggest you move out of this and invest in Adani Power, which can give you better return.
Kunal, West Coast Paper, Kabir Bedi has 500 shares at a price of 498 rupees per share. Better to book profits or look to hold on for a period of 1 month?
Better to book out profits and look to buy back again if it comes closer to 520 mark.
Okay, Kunal B. Soumya wants to know any target price and holding period for ITD cementation. She's holding these counters from a price of 188 rupees.
I think you should continue to hold on. Maybe keep a trailing stop loss of 350 on the trade.
Alright, this one is from Shankar on Tanla platforms, 11 shares, average price 885 rupees per share. Right time to average it. He's betting it for the long term. Kunal.
You should continue to hold on. Not a good time to average. Maybe closer to 900, 975 could be a better zone to average.
Okay, Ashish, Akhil has bought shares of GAIL from a price of 117 rupees. Is that a hold or sell, and any target price of the same?
Actually, I'm not a big fan of GAIL, so I'll advise exit from GAIL and enter into Gujarat Gas, which is to safety and can give you better return.
Alright, and with that we come to the end of the rapid fire as well as queries. Thank you so much Kunal as well as Ashish for joining us on the show, giving your take on Jio Financial and what should viewers do with it, and also resolving queries. But with that, viewers, we are totally out of time on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. Goodbye from Shrishti, myself and the team that put the show together. Stay tuned. Markets at noon coming up next.